Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the September 28th Community Pandemic Recovery Task Force. We're looking forward to a great meeting today. I'd like to draw everyone's attention to the draft agenda that was circulated around. Thank you, Holly, for sending that. Does anyone have any questions or have any additions to the agenda? Seeing none, who would like to motion the adoption of the agenda? Councillor Elmsley, thank you. And second, Penny, thank you very much. If anyone has any pecuniary interest to declare, please do so now. And if any arises during the meeting, please do so at that time, please. Also circulated last week were the previous minutes for the September 14th meeting. Did anyone have any questions, additions, changes to those minutes? Councillor Ashmore?
Yeah, thank you. I was just warning under 6 transformational change presentation. It says that the transformational change presentation by Tom Phillips, Fleming College, be accepted. I was wondering if I could change that word to be received, please. Usually you just receive them, reports or deputations. It says accepted, but if you could change it to received, to be received.
Okay.
I will make the change.
Thanks very much.
So adoption of the previous, from the minutes from the previous meeting as amended. Would anyone like to motion that, please? Penny? And second, Councillor Dunn. There was no business arising from the previous minutes. So we will move on to item 6, the funding working group update, which I will provide. I just made some notes over here I'll go through. So on Friday, I did send out some proposed recommendations from the working group in the morning, and in the afternoon, we had a meeting. Amy and I had pulled together, Linda and Marina was not available, and Rod, and we wanted to just discuss what supports the city had to offer with regards to staffing supports and expertise and that sort of thing. So as we moved through this, we wanted to know what was available. So coming out of that meeting, which was very productive, we do have some further thoughts. So some changes will be happening to that draft proposed document that I had circulated, mostly around the community fund and what that looks like with regards to what the city's able to support and what the community fund, what they could do or what that fund could do. So there will be some change in there. So at this point, we don't know exactly what that change will look like. So we'll have to bring that back to the table. However, the recommendations for the 50-50 fund and the 2022 Lindsay Chest Fund, those recommendations will remain as they are. An update about the workshops on they're coming up this week. One is Wednesday evening. So far we have 17 registered and we have 23 registered for the Thursday morning session. So it looks like a really great response from the community, and we're really happy with that. If anyone is able to circulate that information, there's the deadline for registering will be right up to that moment, just as people are talking about it and that sort of thing. We wanted to leave it as open as possible. So if you can share it with your networks, if you haven't already, please do so. There will be some really great content that Donna Goodwin will be presenting. I will also be attending those to take notes on behalf of the task force, and it will help us understand what most of the questions are and the needs of the community groups and clubs and organizations and agencies that are participating. So I will do a bit of an intro and then wrap up and then take notes as well. Just I think if we're able to hear and learn more about what the needs are, it'll help us as we work through the task force. Brenda and I have been working on a document That is from the basis of Dr. Phillips' transformational change presentation. We know a lot of agencies and smaller groups and clubs may not have access to those resources and supports through a national network. I have Food Banks Canada that provides information down and a provincial level support. And there's many organizations that are more independent from others. So we wanted to provide a document for that. So that will be posted up if it's not already on Jump In, and it will be provided to all of the workshop participants to help them start to think forward about rethinking their operations and what that could look like with regards to their events and fundraising and programming and that sort of thing. My last update is that Jump In now has a list of resources, and it includes there's a podcast, there's a link to an event planning online course, there's the OTF fund and some other funds that are available as current as that we're able to find it. So please refer folks to register. I myself have sent a link to all of the seniors clubs that the community care had contact information for, and then asked that each of them sent it to others so that we could try and capture all these smaller little groups in all of the communities that are out there. And sometimes you get the president of the seniors club is also the Lions club. So it worked out really well to share, to ensure that the leaderships of all of these clubs get that. I also sent it to Dennis Geeland. He has presented to this task force in the past to ensure that all the sports and recreation folks were able to access it. So that is my report on the funding working group and where we're at. More will come from the first piece that I was discussing at the beginning with regards to the community fund and some of the suggested changes and processes and pulling more resources together to be a more cohesive concept and cohesive opportunity. So I look forward to sharing that with you in upcoming meetings. Are there any questions? Seeing none, I will motion to accept the funding working group updates. Who would like to motion? Thanks, Linda. And seconder, Councillor Richardson. Thank you. Marina, if you'd like to do the GAPS assessment working group update.
Sure. I don't know that we really have an update because we haven't met since that I can recall, since our last full task force meeting. The only update was that we did forward some of the information to the funding working group and made some recommendations in advance of that. But other than that, there's been no further updates that I'm aware of, unless anybody wants to add something.
Seeing no additions, thank you, Marina. Would someone like to motion to accept the GAPS assessment working group update? Councillor Richardson, Councillor Dunn can second that one. Thank you. We had no new business on the agenda today. So I will move down to the roundtable discussion. Did anyone want to bring anything forward? Perfect, we're moving right along. Item number 10 under correspondence, we had not received anything from the larger community, and there was nothing to share unless anyone from the task force had anything to share with us. This meeting is going to be the fastest one on record, I think. The last item on the agenda is the next meeting. As we move forward, we don't have any specific dates set. So I wanted to put it out to get thoughts on keeping with the same pattern of bi-weekly every 2 weeks, depending on when holidays fall. Or if we'd like to, if we want to maintain that, or if we'd like to stretch it out to 3 weeks. So I'll put it out to the group if anyone has any comments or suggestions with regards to how often the task force meets.
Just a note, in 2 weeks is Thanksgiving Monday.
So we could opt to meet on the 19th. Show of hands, the 19th is okay. Okay, thank you. And then moving forward, do we want to remain it every 2 weeks? Is this frequency okay with everyone? If it's yes, show of hands to say, yep, every 2 weeks is good. Okay.
So do you want me to book every 2 weeks then through till like the end of the year, or just a, I mean,
think
that's not far.
Yeah, I think that would be ideal. And as we come into Christmas time, then we can adjust as we needed, just based on schedules. December is always really busy, so we can either opt out, but at least we've got the time set aside if we
Okay,
need it.
I'll send the invites out.
Okay, thank you, Holly.
You're welcome.
Heather?
Amy?
Yes, thanks. Just one note, I think October 19th is a good choice, just noting that the next, I think we would be targeting a November 3rd Committee of the Whole meeting potentially for an update. And so Rod had said that packages should be available a week in advance of that. So that would give us, that would be excellent timing for the task force to confirm any recommendations that would be going to council for that meeting.
Okay, great. Amy and myself will be presenting at that meeting on November 3rd, the recommendations from the task force. So we will be there for that meeting. All right. Does anyone have anything else to add before I get to the final item on the agenda?
Don't go away at the end of the meeting, Heather.
Okay,
You and I can have a bit of a conversation if that's okay.
that is okay. Thank you. All right. The next meeting is on October 19th at 10. Holly will send out the links for that and any appropriate documents and all of that sort of thing, and also set the meetings for bi-weekly. The last order of business is to adjourn. Who would like to? Councillor Dunn, thank you. And Elmsley. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you,
Counselors are
everyone.
good at adjourning.
Happy Monday.
Take care.
Take care, everyone. On your note,
I'm
that
just
you
waiting.
said-
I'm just
Oh.
waiting for Ryan to turn off the live feed here.
Okay.
I think I can end it.
Okay.